Now on CoastTV News.
A chilly start to the day here along the coast. I'll be forecast to help you get out the door. Coming up in just a moment.
Eclipse Extravaganza, the big event just hours away. We have some viewing suggestions on Delmarva as people across the U.S. get ready to view this unique occurrence. Marshland measures proposals for changes to Lewis wetland buffer policy that could move forward today. Container clearance, the progress being made at the Port of Baltimore, and the expectations for a full reopening set by Maryland's governor.
This is CoastTV News Today.
And welcome to our 6 o'clock hour. It is Monday, April 8th, 2024. Good morning. I'm Matt Pensick. Paige Marley, you just have me today. Paige is off today. Well, the big talker of the day, though, is the eclipse, and we are heading towards a great afternoon to view it here. First Alert meteorologist Alex Seymour joins us now with a look at First Alert weather. Good morning, Alex.
Good morning, Matt. Yeah, we've certainly got some fantastic weather on the way for viewing that eclipse this afternoon. The peak at 3:20 this afternoon, looking at mostly sunny skies. That's what it looks like right now. Temperatures are going to be climbing up into the 60s right now, though. Still pretty chilly out there as we take a live look out on our Boardwalk Plaza Hotel camera in Rehoboth Beach. Sky is completely clear. You can start to see that orange glow there on the horizon over the Atlantic as the sun is about to rise. 44 degrees in Rehoboth Beach this morning. We're in the 30s and 40s all across Delmarva, so it is a chilly start to the day. Those temperatures quickly going to rise into the mid to upper 60s this afternoon. Winds rather light. Skies are clear, but as we pull out to a wider view, there are some clouds, widely scattered clouds off to our west and northwest. Those are going to be moving into the area this afternoon, but still looking at mostly sunny skies. Should be a pretty good day overall. So our bus stop forecast, it's going to be chilly this morning, so kids need to bundle up as you're heading out the door. Grab at least a light jacket. The good news is everybody can ditch those jackets this afternoon as those temperatures, they're going to climb up to about 67 degrees, 67, 68 degrees this afternoon. Great conditions if we're heading outside with those mostly sunny skies to view that solar eclipse. The peak, as I said, is at 3:20 this afternoon.
Thank you, Alex. And as Alex just mentioned, today is the big day of the solar eclipse. It'll cross our skies later this afternoon. There is a viewing party at the Milford Public Library. That'll go from 2 to 4. It is suggested that our beaches are also a good place to view the eclipse. Elsewhere in the nation, Terre Haute, Indiana, 25,000 to 50,000 visitors are expected there. Boston is another area that it's not really in the path of totality, but the moon is expected to cover about 92% of the sun at the height of the eclipse. Whether the eclipse is being viewed in the path of totality or not, experts are warning people not to stare directly at the sun without some of that proper eye protection that we are showing you here. This does bring us to our Coast TV poll. What excites you most about the eclipse? Not a lot of changes in the percentages. The visual spectacle still getting an overwhelming number of the votes. If you haven't voted yet, you can still do so at coasttv.com or on our mobile app. Moving on, and we have a big step forward in the key bridge recovery efforts in Baltimore. Unified Command said on Sunday crews began to remove containers on board the Dolly. That's the ship that struck the bridge, causing the collapse that killed 6 people. Unified Command says removing the containers should take a few days. And once the Dolly is lighter, crews say it will be able to eventually be moved, helping clear the channel. Maryland Governor Wes Moore says fully reopening the channel leading to the Baltimore port by the end of May is realistic.
It's going to take something that's going to be a 24/7 operation, which has been
full functioning.
To have full functioning, and that means being able to not just continue the maritime operations that we have, and also it's understanding how important that port is, not just to Baltimore, but to the entire country.
Governor Moore says right now the Port of Baltimore does have truck and rail operations. It just does not have maritime ones yet. New this morning, an update on the repairs expected at Trap Pond State Park. According to the park, the needed spillway work is still on hold. The park says that last week's rain impacted the water levels at the park. Currently, the park is about 2.5 feet below normal water levels. There is not a start date for the new repairs. New this morning, important news for those in need of Social Security services. The office previously located in Lewis, it's getting a new home. According to the Georgetown Chamber of Commerce, that Social Security office will move to 17 Georgetown Plaza. The Chamber also says that right now services for the Lewis office are by appointment only, and this will continue until April 12th at 4 p.m. Happening today, changes to the wetland buffer policy in Lewis could take a significant step forward. Lewis's environmental subcommittee is in position to finalize recommendations to City Council. Key items under review include expanding the current wetland ordinance beyond subdivisions in the city, a proposed buffer width for tidal wetlands of 80 to 100 feet and 50 feet for non-tidal, also allowing for walking trails to be built inside the wetlands buffer. Any recommendations must get final approval from City Council. Lewis has been trying to add affordable housing, specifically accessory dwelling units or ADUs, and happening today, the city will discuss draft legislation regarding tiny homes. According to the City Council agenda, officials will talk about how many tiny homes can be in the city and how much they will cost rent-wise. Officials will also talk about how the homes would fit into Lewis, both size and design-wise, and this is happening today at 2 p.m. An update on plans to improve parking in Rehoboth Beach today. The engineering firm, the Rossi Group, will outline what they've learned from their traffic and transportation study. The study aims to address traffic, safety, congestion, and parking issues. More of the midterm and long-term goals will be presented as well, including a biking and safety campaign, road signage, a digital parking permit system. There's even a feasibility study for a parking garage. Also, Mayor Stan Mills and the commissioners will take a look at a number of the city's fees. Fees can cover business licenses, court cost permits, and more. Some city officials say they want to review this because they haven't looked at them for a long time, and they want to see if they need to be adjusted and perhaps increased. Selbyville is looking at an ordinance to amend its rental tax. The town could impose a 2% gross receipts tax on all rental income for private and public lodging. Now, this would include places like bed and breakfast inns, cabins, apartments, or any commercial buildings which rent or lease space. All this is expected to be discussed at Monday night's town council meeting. On Sunday, the college career for Iowa's Caitlin Clark came to an end in the NCAA Women's Basketball Championship game. South Carolina defeated the Hawkeyes, winning 87-75. It caps a perfect season for the Gamecocks. They won all 38 games they played. Clark had a game-high 30 points in a losing effort for the Hawkeyes, and we will hear from Clark and the winning Gamecocks later on CoastTV News Today. The U.S. is ready to defend its assets if Iran attacks them. That's the latest message out of Washington. They believe Iran could attack U.S. or Israeli targets in the Middle East as early as this week. And Iran is angry about Israel's strike on its consulate in Syria last week. Amy Kiley shows us the Iranian response. It could start a regional war.
We're very concerned about a pending Iranian attack somewhere.
The U.S. will defend itself if Iran attacks an American target. That warning yesterday is from Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer. He says the U.S. is prepared
to defend any attack and respond swiftly if necessary.
U.S. officials predict a significant Iranian attack on American or Israeli assets in the Middle East as early as this week.
I know the president and his team are working hard to prevent escalation.
The potential danger from Iran comes after an Israeli strike on its consulate in Syria last week. Now, the Israel Defense Forces say they're preparing to deal with Iran, quote, offensively and defensively.
It doesn't make sense to keep on fighting these arms while letting Iran itself get away from it.
The Biden administration says if Iran attacks Israel directly, it almost guarantees a regional conflict.
Syria and, to same extent, Lebanon are both launching points for Iranian attacks against Israel.
Israel says it's moving into an offensive phase along its border with Lebanon. It's been exchanging fire with Iran-backed Hezbollah forces that are in that country.
Lebanese people do not want to see an expanded war because the last time Hezbollah and Israel went to war, it was really bad for the Lebanese people.
I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
More news to get to in this hour of CoastTV News Today. Coming up 6th, the Salisbury Marathon. Almost 1,000 runners sprinted to the finish line over the weekend. The excitement from this growing event. Also, Eclipse double feature. We'll tell you about the purpose of a launch at NASA's Wallops Island happening the same time as the eclipse. And Rehoboth Library deed request, why the library wants to change its agreement with the city. All that and more as CoastTV News Today continues.
With this open floor plan, I can really stretch my hamstrings. Feel the burn, Hammy. I could really go for a snack right now. No! Keep exploring. One small step for man, one giant roll for Hammy. So many bedrooms. Never skip leg day. With all this room to run, I feel like the belle of the ball. Hammy is on a roll. Summer body, here I come.
Doesn't Keith Urban smell so good?
You guys are obsessed with cologne.
If you would have stopped to smell them, you would get it.
The Voice, new tonight on NBC and Peacock.
I want to take Alyssa out. I just wonder if Stephanie gets tired of putting makeup on her two faces.
A snake will always be a snake.
The tea is hot.
I am through.
I can't deal with this panic attack.
Deal or No Deal Island, tonight on NBC and Peacock.
In 2019, two visionaries banded together behind a restaurant to create the ultimate pizza, starting from scratch, just like our dough. At the Dough Bar, everything is a season for a reason. From our gourmet specialty pizzas to our signature sandwiches and mouth-watering entrees, we use high-quality ingredients for a freshness you'll crave. Enjoy our specialty cocktails with 16 craft brews on tap, or toast your own s'mores tableside by the water. Order online or visit the Dough Bar, Milton, Delaware's hidden gem.
Pollen. It can ruin your screen porch and your furniture. You can clean it, but you'll be cleaning it a lot. With the porch protection system, you can use your screen porch year-round, pollen-free. The PPS system is marine grade and custom-made just for your porch. We provide quick turnaround, quick installation, and 20 fabric colors to choose from. So call us today for a free estimate, so you can start enjoying your screen porch year-round, no matter the weather.
Call or visit porchprotection.com for your free quote.
Good morning, Delmarva. Well, today is the big day. We have that partial solar eclipse, the biggest solar eclipse here on Delmarva until 2045. So get outside this afternoon and enjoy it. The peak is at around 3:20 this afternoon. This morning, starting out with those clear skies, which is exactly what you want leading up to that solar eclipse. We will see some more extra clouds this afternoon, but for the most part, mostly sunny skies overall. Our UV index today, sponsored by Ocean City, a UV index of 6, only takes about 30 minutes to burn. So if you do plan on spending any extended time outside today, make sure you wear that sunscreen. Overall, the day looking fantastic, partly to mostly sunny skies. Temperatures climbing well into the 60s. A good day maybe to head out to those pickleball courts. We're going to see some pretty dry conditions and some pretty warm conditions.
Happening today in Rehoboth Beach, the city will discuss an ongoing request from the library to modify deed restrictions. The library has asked to reconfigure this property on the avenue to pave way for a large facility out of town and a smaller one here. Also happening today in the nation's summer capital, the city says its famous water tower will be power washed, and that'll start today. That means several parking spots in the lot will be closed off, as well as the Stephen Elkins Way connection between the Convention Center and Baltimore Avenue. Path progress today in Bethany Beach. Plans to build a bike and pedestrian pathway in the town continues. And according to town officials, day work on the path will be done today and Tuesday on Wellington Parkway. Today, Dewey Beach is continuing its efforts to fight flooding. The town manager says new flood flaps will be installed on Reed Avenue. Lottery players, you might want to check your tickets. $1 million one was sold in Delaware. The big $1.3 billion jackpot, that was sold in Oregon. 6 other states had $1 million winning tickets. If you want to check your numbers to see if you're perhaps a new millionaire before taxes, I might add, they're on your screen right now. You might want to take a picture, or also to help you out, we do have the numbers posted on CoastTVnews.com. Millennials are driving the housing market. A new National Association of Realtors report finds that millennials made up 38% of home buyers in 2023. The data shows that nearly half of older millennials are buying homes worth $300,000 or more. However, younger millennials are proving to be a bit more frugal, with about 3/4 of them purchasing homes under $350,000 price tag. The response you get from artificial intelligence chatbot could vary, and that could be based on how, quote, black a given name sounds. That's according to a new study from Stanford Law School. Now get this, the researchers found significant disparities with names associated with race from OpenAI and Google chatbots. Researchers say the findings suggest the stereotypical data on which AI chatbots are trained influences their responses. Still ahead, a launch at NASA's Wallops Island the same time as the eclipse. We'll tell you what scientists hope to learn from this launch.
Well, great weather is on the way for the solar eclipse this afternoon. I'll break down the hour-by-hour forecast just after the break on Coast TV News Today.
Dive into the extraordinary this spring at Bella Terrace Garden Center. Discover rare wonders, vibrant annuals, perennials, a wide range of native plants, and lush tropicals. With over 20 years of expertise, trust us to elevate your curb appeal. Explore our website and follow us on Facebook and Instagram for insider tips, inspiration, and exclusive deals that will take your gardening to the next level. Experience the possibilities at our garden center right off Route 16 between Milton and Allendale.
Get ready for the ultimate outdoor experience. Join us for the DSN Outdoors Expo on Friday, April 19th from 4 to 8 and Saturday, April 20th from 10 to 4. Showcase your products or services to thousands of potential customers at the Delaware State Fairgrounds in Harrington. Increase your brand awareness and reach a large audience at the DSN Outdoors Expo. To apply as a vendor and for more information, visit WBOCEvents.com.
Are you ready to advance in your career and work for a company that you can count on? Count on AMIC to offer weekly pay and work schedules that fit your lifestyle. Matched 401k to prepare for retirement. Even earn paid vacation. Count on AMIC to offer on-site health care to save you time and money. That's right, access to a doctor's office while at work at no out-of-pocket costs. Are you the next one to join our team? Visit countonamic.com to apply today.
Stanley Steamer gets your home cleaner.
Right now, pet dander, skin cells, mold spores, pollen, and dirt are being sucked into your air ducts. Get cleaner air and system efficiency now with Stanley Steamer. For over 75 years, we've continually engineered our equipment and processes to deep clean your entire home. Your air ducts aren't clean until they're Stanley Steamer clean.
Approaching 6:17 on this Monday morning, and here is our live look at Milford. Sunrise is soon, so it's affording us this opportunity to get this view, but we got a big warm-up this week, Alex.
Yeah, certainly a very big warm-up this week. Last week, we were seeing highs in the 40s and low 50s. This week, we're going to be looking at temps closing in on 80 degrees. Not going to quite get there, but it's going to get really close, especially tomorrow. Even today, we're going to be climbing up well into the 60s. This morning, though, we are starting off on the chilly side of things as we take a live look out on our gutter helmet camera at the Ocean View VFW. Skies are clear this morning. That has allowed our temps to tumble during the overnight hours down to about 40 degrees in Ocean View. So good morning. Grab a light jacket. You're certainly going to want one. It does turn warmer, though, later on today and then the rest of the week with 70s multiple days this week. Coastal flooding, that's going to remain an issue. We've got a new moon right now. That results in higher tides, a slight onshore wind. So we've been dealing with minor coastal flooding yesterday and this morning. We're going to be dealing with a few more rounds of that minor coastal flooding all the way through Wednesday. For several more days, we're going to be dealing with that coastal flooding. Solar eclipse also, that is the big story today. The peak, 3:20 this afternoon. Right now, it looks like mostly sunny skies is what we're going to see. Temperatures across the region in the 30s and 40s. Chilly start to the day. Grab that jacket. Winds are light. They're going to remain light all day. Skies completely clear right now. We are going to see some extra clouds build in as we take a wider view out on our satellite radar picture. There are some widely scattered showers just off to our west-northwest. They're going to move into the area, but still, looking at mostly sunny skies this afternoon, the rain showers across the Ohio Valley, not something that we need to be concerned about. We're not going to be dealing with that rain during the afternoon hours. In fact, this is right around 2 o'clock this afternoon, which is when that solar eclipse starts. It's about a 2 to 2.5 hour process, the solar eclipse is. You first start to see the shadow of the moon pass over the sun right around 2 o'clock this afternoon. Mostly sunny skies, temperatures well into the 50s and 60s. Going to be gorgeous. Get outside and view it. 3:20 is right around the peak. So at 3:30 this afternoon, looking at those mostly sunny skies. Going to be great conditions. Just make sure you have those solar eclipse glasses. Make sure you have some other type of viewer to view the solar eclipse. If you don't have the glasses, make sure you're being safe. You don't want to look at the sun without those eclipse glasses because we don't have totality here. It's only going to be 85 to 90% eclipse, so 10 to 15% of the sun still viewable. That is plenty to cause significant damage to those eyes without some safety protections. 4:30 this afternoon, which is when the eclipse is coming to an end. A few more extra clouds, but still partly to mostly sunny skies. Temps well into the 60s. Maybe a rain shower during the overnight hours. Most of us stay dry. I highly doubt we see that rain. Temperatures start out near 50 tomorrow morning, then mid to upper 70s as we head towards Tuesday afternoon. And those temps are going to be warm all week. Tuesday's going to be the warmest day, but we stay in the 70s through Thursday, and then temperatures start to fall into the 60s Friday and Saturday. The reason for that is a cold front's going to pass through the region on Thursday. So our Paul Davis Restoration and Home Remodeling 7-day forecast actually shows the chance of a few showers early Wednesday morning. That's with a warm front lifting through the region Thursday. Thunderstorms possible during the afternoon and evening hours with that cold front that cools us down briefly, but we're back into the 70s by the end of the weekend.
Alex, you got a cool local connection for the eclipse. NASA's Wallops Island facility near Chincoteague launching 3 sounding rockets during the eclipse. NASA says they will study how Earth's upper atmosphere is affected when sunlight dims over a portion of the planet for a short period of time. The sounding rockets will launch 45 minutes before, during, and 45 minutes after the peak local eclipse. If you want to watch the eclipse safely but don't have glasses, you can head to CoastTV.com. Alex, last week showed you how to make your own for viewing. We want to remind you that experts say, again, this is dangerous to look directly at the eclipse without proper eyewear. After one was rejected at the polls last month, the Cape Henlopen School District is working on its second referendum. The board will vote Thursday on whether to hold one after voters shot down one in March. Last time the district proposed a tax rate increase of 55 cents per $100 of assessed property value. That would go towards an indoor swimming pool, new district office and transportation facility, and safety and security expenses. The district will vote on a new referendum on Thursday. More to come this morning. 6th Salisbury Marathon will show you the huge turnout for this qualifier to the big Boston Marathon. Stay with us on Coast TV News Today.
The UV Index Weather Report is sponsored by Ocean City Tourism. Somewhere to smile about.
Coverage on the road, in your community, along the coast. The IG Burton First Alert Weather Jeep, live on the street, day or night. From breaking news to weather in your town. The IG Burton First Alert Weather Jeep, coverage you can count on.
Wow, it's so much bigger than you realize. East Coast Tile and Flooring has the largest selection of tile from around the world. And they are the only Dow Tile Premier showroom on the shore. They have the knowledge and expertise to assist architects, designers, and homeowners, and are fully licensed to take on any job from start to finish. Family owned and operated since 1947. Call East Coast Tile and Flooring today for a design consultation.
20 years ago, Farmers Bank of Willers opened branches to serve Ocean City and West OC. Now, we're making it official with permanent locations to better serve our customers in Worcester County. While other banks are closing branches, we're banking on Ocean City's future. Sure, we have a world-class app, but sometimes there's no substitute for helpful, friendly people. Announcing our grand opening on 87th Street, North Ocean City, and coming in 2024, West OC on Route 611. Switch to the Farmers Bank of Willers, where people matter.
Give your backyard a cozy enhancement with Patio Systems in Lewis, Delaware. Integrity is the pillar of our craft, with quality craftsmanship to transform your yard or deck into a custom oasis, providing you comfort all year round. Take control of the elements with the shore's best selection of pergolas, retractable awnings, screen and glass enclosures, and a wide selection of modern decking and railing systems personalized your way. For exceptional workmanship at reasonable prices, contact Patio Systems, your backyard living specialist. Locally owned and operated since 2001.
Keep up with local sports all from one app. From your mobile device to Fire Stick, Roku, and Apple TV. Download the DSN app today. Driven by Preston Automotive Group.
If you're looking for a new career, new job, make note of this. There will be a job fair in the Sussex Central High School gym on April 17th. This will be open to Indian River School District students, families, and the community. And there will be over 30 different businesses in attendance, and the fair will last from 6 to 8 p.m. Nearly 1,000 runners are in Salisbury this weekend for the 6th Salisbury Marathon. The course went along Riverside Drive near Salisbury University, the city park in downtown, began at 7 a.m. with a marathon, which is a qualifier for the Boston Marathon.
It was hard. I mean, I was barely moving by the end, but it's an awesome event and it's something I'm really proud to be a part of. And it definitely got hard by the end, but just pushed through,
Also included were a half marathon and a 5K run. Right now, you can secure your spot at the Ocean City Air Show. The tickets are on sale for the August 24th through 25th event, and some of the highlights this year are an Italian jet team and an F-22 Raptor demo. First Alert meteorologist Alex Seymour joins us again. We've been waiting and waiting for a great beach day. Today, we're expecting to get one, and hey, just in time for eclipse viewing.
Certainly looking at some fantastic weather for that eclipse viewing on the beach today. Skies starting out clear this morning, and other than a few widely scattered clouds off to our west, we're looking at mainly clear skies for the most part throughout the daytime hours today. Ocean City climbing up into the upper 50s, plenty of sunshine all day long. In the mid-60s in Fenwick Island with those partly to mostly sunny skies this afternoon, and pretty similar conditions in both Lewis and Rehoboth Beach, climbing up into the low to mid-60s. Plenty of sunshine. That eclipse 3:20 this afternoon. That is the peak. It stretches from 2 to about 4:30 with the peak around 3:20. Be on the beach to view it. It's going to be absolutely gorgeous.
Alex, after the break on CoastTV News Today, possible action regarding the wetland buffers there in Lewis. We'll tell you what the recommendations the city is set to discuss later today. Also, progress in the bridge collapse in Baltimore. Steps taking place right now that could lead to a fully reopened port next month. And the big eclipse event happening today. We'll tell you about its path of totality and the preparation that's taking place. CoastTV News Today. We'll be right back.
No strangers here, just friends you've not met yet. With an outside patio and inside charm, Irish Eyes Pub and Restaurant Milton is a local's favorite on the banks of the Broadkill River. Irish Eyes Pub and Restaurant Lewis, gorgeous views, free parking, and the best happy hour at the beach, with room for everyone. And for a truly special event, go no further than the Lewis Room at Irish Eyes. The panoramic views, in-house chef, and professional team will make it easy to plan your next event. Find out more at irisheyespub.com.
Our soldiers are heroes who protect our country. But when they come home, it's up to us to help our heroes. Now, during FH First Spring Into Giving campaign, for every $29 cooling system tune-up we perform, we'll donate that amount directly to Wounded Warrior Project. FH Fur Plumbing, Heating, Air Conditioning, and Electrical. Call 877-CALL-FUR or visit FHFur.com to schedule your $29 cooling system tune-up. And use hashtag SpringIntoGiving to share how you're giving back.
Dive into the extraordinary this spring at Bella Terrace Garden Center. Discover rare wonders, vibrant annuals, perennials, a wide range of native plants, and lush tropicals. With over 20 years of expertise, trust us to elevate your curb appeal. Explore our website and follow us on Facebook and Instagram for insider tips, inspiration, and exclusive deals that will take your gardening to the next level. Experience the possibilities at our garden center right off Route 16 between Milton and Allendale.
Hi, Chef Daniel Green here with my Bionic Blade, the new handheld blender that's rechargeable, so you can make a fast, healthy shake anywhere. It has the motor and blades built right into the lid, so blend a shake at the gym, make pina coladas by poolside, or grind coffee beans for an iced cold brew on the go.
Get the Bionic Blade for just $29.99 with free shipping. You'll also get 2 sipping lids, a second container, and the sports lid. Get it all for just $29.99. Order now.
Now on CoastTV News.
A chilly start to the day here along the coast. I'll have your forecast to help you get out the door. Coming up in just a moment.
Eclipse excitement. We're now hours away from the rare solar eclipse occurrence. The viewing expected on Delmarva and across the nation. Key Bridge cleanup, a big step now underway, and how this plays into Governor Westmore's timeline to fully reopen the Port of Baltimore. Rehoboth Beach parking plans. We look at some of the areas expected to receive attention by city officials. April 8th, 2024. Good morning, everybody. I'm Matt Pensick. Paige Marley is off on this Monday morning. We're approaching 6:29 a.m. School back in session for most students today, and First Alert meteorologist Alex Seymour joins us now to help you prepare as you make your way out the door. Good morning, Alex.
Good morning. Well, certainly as you're heading out the door this morning, probably want to grab a light jacket. We are seeing some pretty chilly temps out there. So as you take a live look out on our Irish Eyes camera in Lewis, overlooking the Lewis Canal. Temperature sitting right around 41 degrees. We do have clear skies, though. These temperatures are going to quickly rise throughout the morning hours. We're actually going to be heading into the 60s this afternoon. Right now, though, 30s and 40s all across the region. So chilly start to the day, but much warmer weather is quickly going to be returning to the coast. Winds rather light coming out of the south across the region. Sky is completely clear right now. We are going to see a few extra clouds build in, though, as we head into the afternoon hours, as we take a wider view. Some widely scattered clouds off to our west and northwest. They're going to move into the area this afternoon, but still looking at mostly sunny skies this afternoon. The rain showers you're seeing moving through West Virginia and the Ohio Valley, we don't have to be concerned with them. We're going to stay completely dry today. So our hiking forecast for today, looking pretty fantastic. You want to get outside and enjoy this weather we're going to see. Mainly sunny skies all day long as those temps. Take a look at that, climbing up into the mid to upper 60s this afternoon.
Alex just mentioned the big day as the solar eclipse will cross our skies later this afternoon. Got a viewing party scheduled at the Milford Public Library. That'll go from 2 to 4 p.m. It is suggested that our beaches are a pretty good place to view the eclipse as well. Elsewhere in the nation, in Terre Haute, Indiana, 25,000 to 50,000 visitors are expected. Boston is another area that it's not in the path of totality, but the moon there is expected to cover about 92% of the sun at the height of the eclipse. And whether you're viewing the eclipse in the path of totality or not, experts are warning people to not stare directly at the sun. You should be wearing eyewear like we're showing you here. This does bring us to our Coast TV poll. What excites you most about the eclipse? It's a little bit more votes for historical significance, as visual spectacle still remains the top vote getter, but that went down a few percentage points. And then we have some distribution in the categories of the science behind the eclipse and just the social experience. Today, we will have live coverage with NBC News of the eclipse. It begins at 2 p.m. Lester Holt will anchor the 2-hour special Total Eclipse 2024, and it'll feature over a dozen reporters from all over the U.S. We move on. A big step forward in the Key Bridge recovery efforts in Baltimore. Unified Command said on Sunday crews began to remove containers on board the Dolly. That is the ship that struck the bridge, caused a collapse that killed 6 people. Unified Command says removing the containers should take a few days, and once the Dolly is lighter, crews say it will be able to eventually be moved, helping clear the channel. Maryland Governor Wes Moore says fully reopening the channel leading to the Port of Baltimore by the end of May is realistic. New this morning, an update on the repairs expected at Trap Pond State Park. According to the park, spill repairs are needed, but they are on hold. The park says that last week's rain impacted the water levels. Currently, the park is about 2.5 feet below normal water levels, and park there is not set to start repairs. They have not set a date yet. Happening today, changes to the wetland buffer policy in Lewis could take a significant step forward. Lewis's environmental subcommittee is in position to finalize recommendations to City Council. Key items under review include expanding the current wetland ordinance beyond subdivisions in the city, a proposed buffer width for the tidal wetlands of 80 to 100 feet and 50 feet for non-tidal. Also, they will look at allowing for walking trails to be built inside the wetlands buffer. Any recommendations made must get final approval from City Council. Lewis has been trying to add affordable housing, specifically accessory dwelling units, or ADUs. And happening today, the city will discuss draft legislation regarding tiny homes. They will debate how many tiny homes can be in the city and how much they will cost rent-wise. Officials will also discuss how the homes would fit into Lewis, both size and design-wise. This is all happening today at 2 p.m. An update on plans to improve parking in Rehoboth Beach. Today, the engineering firm The Rossi Group will outline what they've learned from their traffic and transportation study. The study aims to address traffic safety, congestion, and parking issues. Also, more of midterm and long-term goals will be presented. And this includes biking and safety campaign, road signage, a digital parking permit system. There's even a feasibility study for a parking garage. Now taking a live look at our nation's capital. Sunrise soon will be there. That's the Capitol building in Washington, D.C. Pretty calm now, but it wasn't the case over the weekend, all related to the Israel-Hamas war, marking a tragic 6-month milestone. In Washington, hundreds gathered at the Lincoln Memorial, demanding the release of hostages still being held by Hamas. The march to free the hostages began at the Washington Monument and culminated with a rally, many participants waving flags and chanting, "Bring them home." The attack on October 7th set off a war whose ripples have been felt around the world. 6 months into the war, the Israeli military says it has reduced the number of ground troops in one of southern Gaza's cities, possibly signaling a shift in Israel's military strategy. The announcement comes after the killing of 7 World Central Kitchen aid workers and mounting pressure for a ceasefire and hostage deal. NBC's Drew Petrimo shows us what this means for the future of the war.
With the Israeli military pulling troops out of the southern Gaza region of Khan Yunis, major questions remain about the future of the war. Many experts say it could be a turning point as Israel ramps down the intensity and focuses on more targeted attacks. U.S. officials caution Israel about its threat to invade Rafah, also in southern Gaza, where 1 million Palestinians are being sheltered.
We have been very clear with the Prime Minister and his team that we don't support a ground operation in Rafah, that there are other ways, other options that they need to look at for how they're going to go after the Hamas threat that still is in Rafah.
Calls for a ceasefire intensified after the Israeli military says it mistakenly attacked a vehicle from the aid group World Central Kitchen, killing 7 workers. 2 officers were fired, but the founder of the organization says it's not enough.
Is way too many cases now of humanitarians dying. Many civilians, women, children, that the only thing they did was trying to get close by to somewhere that they were giving them flour or bread.
On Capitol Hill, mounting criticism of Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and his handling of the war.
I was glad to see the president, at least as reported out, finally say to President Netanyahu that if you don't follow these, my requests, that there will be consequences.
CIA Director Bill Burns is in the Middle East, pushing for the release of hostages still being held by Hamas.
I can't imagine it. 6 months in, and every day feels like I'm waking up on October 7th with the same questions.
Freeing the hostages is seen as a crucial aspect of any potential ceasefire deal. Drew Petrimo, NBC News, Washington.
Family members of hostages being held by Hamas in Gaza are expected at the White House today for a meeting with top administration officials. The visit comes amid large protests in Israel by people who say not enough is being done to secure the release of more than 100 people still being held by Hamas. Still more news to get to in this final half hour. Don't go anywhere. Coming up, Southwest shock. The wing damage on a Southwest flight caused the plane to reroute. We'll tell you what caused this scary scene during takeoff. Also, Carolina Championship. It's the Gamecocks, not Iowa, who wins the women's title. We'll hear from the controversial head coach in Iowa's All-Everything, Caitlin Clark. And Biden due back at the beach. We'll tell you when the president is expected to touch back down in Delaware. Stay with us on Coast TV News today.
At Atlantic General Hospital, we've been busy. Busy expanding healthcare services that are second to none in our region. From cancer care and women's health services to orthopedics, gastroenterology, and more, we provide advanced health technologies delivered by top providers. Expert care every day. It's what you can count on from Atlantic General Hospital.
From empty nester to first home, Accessible Home Builders does it all.
It was great working with Scott at Accessible Builders. He called us every Monday and asked us to come over to the house at each step of the way during the construction of our home.
It was pretty unique working with Scott because not only is he the owner, but he was working in here hands-on with his employees and really just trying to make our vision come to life.
Design your dream home with Accessible Home Builders.
Hi, I just had to tell you Valley Casino has partnered with Bet Rivers in Delaware.
We've got lots and lots of exciting slots and table games to play.
With really fast payouts and a rewards program you'll love!
Plus, with award-winning customer service, the excitement never stops. Is this awkward?
So get ready, casino fans. And Brittany. Bet Rivers and Valley Casino, together in Delaware. Download the app today.
In 2019, two visionaries banded together behind a restaurant to create the ultimate pizza, starting from scratch, just like our dough. At the Dough Bar, everything is a season for a reason. From our gourmet specialty pizzas to our signature sandwiches and mouth-watering entrees, we use high-quality ingredients for a freshness you'll crave. Enjoy our specialty cocktails with 16 craft brews on tap, or toast your own s'mores tableside by the water. Order online or visit the Dough Bar, Milton, Delaware's hidden gem.
Good morning, Delmarva. Well, we're starting out with those mainly clear skies across the region this morning, which is fantastic since we do have that solar eclipse this afternoon. There are some clouds off to our west. They're going to try to work their way into our area this afternoon, but we're still going to be looking at mostly sunny skies this afternoon. So good weather to get outside as those temperatures really start to warm up. You want to grab a jacket this morning as temps are down into the 30s, but this afternoon mid to upper 60s, mainly sunny skies, beautiful conditions. Get outside, enjoy the solar eclipse, maybe go fishing and watch the solar eclipse as you're fishing. Good day for it overall, so have a good day.
Police are investigating. This is after a scary break-in in Laurel. Now, this is what happened. Police say this was around 12:30 a.m. on Saturday, and according to state troopers, 5 men broke into a Sharptown Road home. That's where 2 teenagers were inside. The people that broke in, they ransacked the place, and then they ran away. The men were described as having weapons. Fortunately, no one was hurt. A series of bomb threats against Planet Fitness caused some concern Saturday night. Police say they were directed to the Milford and West Ocean City locations, also others in the area. It caused evacuations of the facilities and surrounding businesses. Police in both Maryland and Delaware say the threat was deemed unsubstantiated and no one was in danger. Win or lose on Sunday, the college career for Iowa's Caitlin Clark would come to an end in the NCAA Women's Basketball Championship game. The all-everything senior who has captivated the nation has averaged over 30 points a game in this year's tournament. But it was South Carolina winning on Sunday, the championship, defeating the Hawkeyes 87-75. It capped a perfect season for the Gamecocks, who won all 38 games they played. Clark had a game-high 30 points in a losing effort for Iowa.
Just don't want to not utilize this opportunity to thank Caitlin for what she's done for women's basketball. Like, her shoulders were heavy and getting a lot of eyeballs on our game. And sometimes as a young person, it could be a bit much, but I thought she handled it with class.
When you're given an opportunity, women's sports just kind of thrives. And I think that's been the coolest part for me on this journey is just, you know, we start our season playing in front of 55,000 people in Kinnick Stadium, and now we're ending it probably playing in front of 15 million people or more on TV.
And happening tonight, the men's final as defending champion Connecticut will face Purdue. The Huskies are attempting to become the first back-to-back champs in 17 years. That's when Florida accomplished the feat. For Purdue, they're seeking the first title in program history. It's only the second time ever the Boilermakers have made it to the championship game. The only other time was back in 1969 when they lost to UCLA, and tip-off tonight, it's just before 9:30. Check out the big Sunday for Rehoboth Beach's Zach Geloff. First inning against the Tigers, he shoots it down the line. This is an RBI triple for the pride of Cape Henlopen High School. And then we go to the next inning. 2 on, 2 out, some high heat, no problem. 3-run Jack City. That's Geloff's first home run of the season. A 4-for-5 day and a win over the Tigers. Geloff had just 4 RBI. He needed just a double to hit for the cycle. He didn't get it, but he had a 4-for-5. Great day at the plate. Beyonce has made history with her new country album. David Daniel has that and more in today's Hollywood Minute.
16 carriages driving away.
Cowboy Carter has debuted #1 on the Billboard 200 album chart, with the biggest sales week of any album so far this year. It's Beyoncé's 8th album to top the chart, and she's the first black woman ever to debut #1 on Billboard's top country albums chart.
I have to take this case. He's got a gun. A gun! We have got to get the women to safety.
Okay, this is exactly what I'm talking about.
This is what she's
saying.
Look over here.
I will look at it. Do you even know what it is I do?
The first full trailer is out for Pool Man. Chris Pine makes his directorial debut and leads an ensemble cast including Danny DeVito, Annette Bening, Wanda DeWise, and Jennifer Jason Leigh. Pool Man swims into theaters May 10th. More honors for Poor Things. Emma Stone and Mark Ruffalo won Best Actress and Actor in a Science Fiction or Fantasy Movie at the 4th Annual Critics' Choice Super Awards. 3 other films also picked up 2 prizes. Tom Cruise and Rebecca Ferguson from Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning were named Best Actor and Actress in an Action Movie. Talk to Me won Best Horror Movie, and its star, Sophie Wilde, received Best Actress in a Horror Movie. And Godzilla Minus One took Best Science Fiction or Fantasy Movie, and Godzilla himself was named Best Overall Movie Villain. In Hollywood, I'm David Danda.
A very warm week on the way to the coast. I'll let you know just how warm it could get coming up just after the break.
For your surprisingly great rates, contact your local State Farm agent today.
If you want the real deal, call State Farm agent Gamey Elliott in Salisbury today.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Get ready for the ultimate outdoor experience. Join us for the DSN Outdoors Expo on Friday, April 19th from 4 to 8 and Saturday, April 20th from 10 to 4. Showcase your products or services to thousands of potential customers at the Delaware State Fairgrounds in Harrington. Increase your brand awareness and reach a large audience at the DSN Outdoors Expo. To apply as a vendor and for more information, visit WBOCEvents.com.
Draper Media, an equal opportunity employer, is dedicated to provide broad outreach regarding job vacancies at the station. We seek the help of local organizations in referring qualified applicants to our station. Organizations that wish to receive our vacancy information should email humanresources@wboc.com.
$877-CALL-FIR, FHFIR.com.
Our soldiers are heroes who protect our country, but when they come home, it's up to us to help our heroes. Now, during FH Fur's Spring Into Giving campaign, for every $29 cooling system tune-up we perform, we'll donate that amount directly to Wounded Warrior Project. FH Fur Plumbing, Heating, Air Conditioning, and Electrical. Call 877-CALL-FIR or visit FHFIR.com to schedule your $29 cooling system tune-up and use hashtag SpringIntoGiving to share how you're giving back.
Time is 6:46. You are looking live now at Rehoboth Beach. I get this one today. Usually Paige has this final big weather block there, but I get the one with the beautiful waiting the sunrise to be in full force there. Another good area to watch the eclipse this afternoon, Alex.
Certainly going to be a fantastic place to watch the eclipse this afternoon. We're going to see some fantastic weather conditions all across Delmarva as temperatures, they're going to warm up quite nicely this afternoon. And we're looking at mainly clear skies this afternoon, so great conditions for viewing that partial solar eclipse. The peak right around 3:20 this afternoon. Right now, as I take a live look out on our Tendo's Casual Furniture camera in Laurel, gorgeous view of that sunrise this morning. Orange glow there on the horizon. The sun just rose about 15 minutes ago. Temperatures in Laurel sitting right around 35 degrees, so you certainly want to bundle up this morning, but it is going to be turning much warmer. And this week, we're talking about 70s multiple days. Coastal flooding also going to be an issue this week. We have a new moon combined with a slight onshore wind that has resulted in minor coastal flooding yesterday, today, and we're expecting it again tomorrow and Tuesday. And tomorrow and again on Wednesday. So keep that in mind. You may run into some flooded roadways across Delmarva, or at least if you live on the water on any of the back bays or on the Delaware Bay, you're probably going to deal with a little bit of flooding in your own yard. Solar eclipse, that's today. That peak 3:20 this afternoon, mostly sunny skies. Temperatures across the region 30s and 40s. Bundle up this morning. You can probably ditch the jacket this afternoon though. Winds rather like 5 miles per hour. That's not going to be a concern today. Skies are completely clear. As we point to a wider view, there are some clouds off to our north and west. They're going to try to build into the area this afternoon, but still, for the most part, we're looking at mostly sunny skies. The rain showers in the Ohio Valley and into West Virginia, not a concern. We're not going to be dealing with that wet weather here along the coast. So as we continue to progress into the afternoon hours, the eclipse, going to explain it. The eclipse lasts about 2.5 hours. It starts right around 2 o'clock this afternoon. That's when you start to see the moon start to go over top the sun. We're looking at mostly sunny skies to start out. Temperatures well into the 60s. Going to be absolutely gorgeous weather. The peak, which is when we hit that 85 to 90% of the sun eclipse, right around 3:20 this afternoon. Still looking at plenty of sunshine, temps in the 50s and 60s. Ignore these 40s at the beaches. We're going to be in the 60s this afternoon, even at the beaches. And then that continues until 4:30, which is when that solar eclipse wraps up. The moon starts to move off of being over top of the sun, and temperatures still well into the 60s. Tomorrow, we're actually going to be in the 70s, and then we're going to stay in the 70s through Thursday before some cooler weather starts to arrive Friday into Saturday. Slightly cooler weather. Our Paul Davis Restoration and Home Remodeling 7-day forecast. Plenty of warm weather Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Rain showers early Wednesday morning, most of the day dry. Thunderstorms Thursday afternoon with a cold front that cools us off Friday and Saturday, but the 70s return by Sunday.
Yeah, Alex, we have some shocking footage here. The Federal Aviation Administration is launching an investigation after the engine cowling of a Southwest Airlines plane fell off during takeoff Sunday. The engine cowling, that's the protective cover over the plane's engine, and it fell off during the takeoff in Denver. It struck the wing flap, and this is the second incident in recent days involving a reported malfunctioning of equipment on a Southwest Airlines flight. Another spring, another successful roundup. We have some pictures here from the Chincoteague Volunteer Fire Company. Twice a year, aside from the famous pony swim, saltwater cowboys round up the ponies for shots, deworming, and any other necessary health checks. President Biden expected to head back to the beach this upcoming weekend, according to the White House travel schedule. The president will be at his beach home from Friday until Sunday. In the past, the Bidens, they usually keep a low profile in Sussex County. There's been a couple visits to Egg, Cape Henlopen State Park, and to church. It is 6:50 on this Monday morning. Time to check in with our coastal pet of the day, and our pet of the day is ready for the solar eclipse. Benny has those cool-looking shades on. Can't wait to see the historic event shine bright this afternoon. And like always, Benny was sent to us by Tammy and Seaford. Now, we want to see more of your pets on Delmarva. Send us photos. Tell us what makes them so special. On your screen is that QR code, and if you click that with your camera on your phone, you can submit your furry friends to us here, and then you can watch weekdays from 5 to 7 a.m. to see all the pets we feature.
Well, spring temps will be returning to the coast this week. I'll have a final check on your first low weather forecast coming up just after the break.
With all the choices of services on Delmarva, where do you even begin? Trust experts of various fields with Delmarva Experts. Sponsored by Kitchen Concepts Plus, Chesapeake Eye Center, Apple Discount Drugs, FLC Energy, Spicer Brothers Construction, Mattress Peddlers, Homewell Care Services, Robinson's Jewelry and Coin Shop, Delmarva Acupuncture and Wellness Center, Mast Audiology Services, Riptide Restoration, Delmarva Dave, and Buchanan Subaru. Visit DelmarvaExperts.com for various local professionals offering the best of Delmarva. Delmarva Experts. Local experts right when you need them.
It all started with a food truck. A truck and a dream of bringing excellent street food to our community. That dream became Tiki Jack's as we know it today. From mouth-watering street tacos to our signature sandwiches and street-inspired entrees, Tiki Jack's is the ultimate destination for comfort food by the shore. Whether you're dining out with family or looking for a fun night out with friends, stop by Tiki Jack's at Rehoboth Beach today for all your street eats and brews.
I'm a public school teacher. I know lots of people said, I can do that. Come and try it for a day.
A lot of our challenges are funding.
Teachers often go in their own pocket to make sure students have backpacks, pencils. David Trone has pushed for more public school funding and public school teachers.
And it's so great to have someone at the national level that's going to be on our side.
David Trone's always supported teachers. Now Maryland teachers have overwhelmingly endorsed David.
David would definitely get an A+.
I'm David Trone, and I approve this message.
Whatever your struggle, there's hope. Call Homes for Hope to schedule your same-day appointment. All new Drew. So amazing.
Joey King and Logan Lerman.
Growing up on set, we bonded over the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Monday at noon on CoastTV.
6:54 a.m. and time for things you need to know before you go. And today is the big day as the solar eclipse will cross our skies later this afternoon. There's a viewing party at the Milford Public Library from 2 to 4 this afternoon. It is suggested our beaches are a good place to watch it as well. Elsewhere in the nation, in Terre Haute, Indiana, 25 to 50,000 visitors are expected. Boston, another area, not in the path of totality, but the moon there expected to cover about 92% of the sun at the height of the eclipse. NASA Wallops Island near Chincoteague launching 3 sounding rockets during the eclipse. NASA says they will study how Earth's upper atmosphere is affected when sunlight dims over a portion of the planet for a short period of time. The sounding rockets will launch 45 minutes before, during, and 45 minutes after the peak local eclipse. A big step forward in the Key Bridge recovery efforts in Baltimore. Unified Command said on Sunday crews began to remove containers on board the Dolly, the ship that struck the bridge, causing the collapse that killed 6 people. Unified Command says removing the containers should take a few days, and once the Dolly is lighter, crews say it will be able to eventually be moved, helping clear the channel. Maryland Governor Wes Moore says fully reopening the channel leading to the port of Baltimore by the end of May is, quote, realistic. Happening today, changes to the wetland buffer policy in Lewis could take a significant step forward. Lewis's environmental subcommittee is in position to finalize recommendations to City Council. Key items under review include expanding the current wetland ordinance beyond subdivisions in the city, a proposed buffer width for tidal wetlands of 80 to 100 feet and 50 feet for non-tidal, also allowing for walking trails to be built inside the wetlands buffer. Any recommendations must get final approval from City Council. Happening tonight, the men's final NCAA basketball tournament as defending champion Connecticut will face Purdue. Huskies attempting to become the first back-to-back champs in 17 years. When Florida accomplished the feat for Purdue, they are seeking their first title in program history. It's only the second time ever the Boilermakers have made it to the championship game. The only other time was in 1969 when they lost to UCLA. Tip-off tonight just before 9:30. A UK man reached his goal of running the length of Africa on Sunday. Dozens of supporters came out to support 27-year-old Russ Cook on the last leg of his run. He ran more than 16,000 kilometers across 16 countries in 352 days. He set off in April of 2023 from South Africa, the continent's southernmost point. His run raised more than $870,000 for 2 charities. 6:56 is now our time. We got a quick look at the forecast before you head out the door. On a day, this was meant to watch a solar eclipse, Alex. It's shaping up to be that good.
Yeah, it certainly is shaping up to be a pretty fantastic day here along the coast. We're starting out with those clear skies, just some chilly conditions as we take a live look out on our Bay Health Census campus camera. But we're going to continue with the clear skies and just some much warmer temperatures this afternoon. You can get that forecast by calling our Coast TV First Alert weather line 443-880-9100. So this afternoon, mostly sunny skies, temperatures climbing up to about 68 degrees. The peak solar eclipse 3:20 this afternoon, mostly sunny skies. Fantastic viewing for it. We climb up into the mid to upper 70s Tuesday afternoon. We stay in the 70s Wednesday and Thursday. Some rain showers early Wednesday morning. Most of the day, they're going to be dry. Thunderstorms arrive Thursday afternoon with a cold front that cools us into the 60s Friday and Saturday before the 70s return for next week.
Thank you, Alex, and thank you for joining us here for Coast TV News Today. The Today Show is coming up next at 7 a.m., and then we'll be back with Coast TV News midday at 11 a.m., so stick with us for that. But for even more news and coverage you can count on, you can keep up to date. Just have your phone and download our Coast TV News and weather apps. Have a great Monday morning, everybody.